Welcome to NocBro Nation.
Welcome back, guys. I'm Jarrell.
And I am Josh. And today we have a special edition of our review of issue 192 of The Walking Dead. And that is, ladies and gentlemen, a live read. Now,
yes,
we don't do this too often. We do this for... Actually, we only do it for series ends,
We've
right?
only done it for series ending.
Yeah, so, you know, when our favorite issues that we're reviewing comes to an end, we like to do a blind live read. So we have not read this issue at all.
We stayed off social media.
Well, so...
To a point.
We know what's happening here.
Right.
Like, you agree?
Yeah.
It's the death of Rick Grimes.
Yeah.
We know that.
Yeah.
We just don't know how it's going down. We've never seen the panels. We haven't seen this thing past the cover page.
Yeah.
So you'll kind of get our live reaction, and we'll take it page by page on reading it.
Yeah. So
initial thoughts before you open this book.
Well, really quick, I just want to say that...
I'm sorry. No,
you're
completely forgot some... we got to get some business out of the way.
Yeah, guys, so let's try to get 100 likes for this video. We know that you guys have probably already read it, but, you know... Watch us and our reaction to read this again with us. So try to give the video 100 likes, and please feel free to subscribe and help us get to 2,000 subscribers before the end of the summer. I know that we can do it, and make sure you ring that bell for notifications, and follow us at NocBro Nation on Twitter and Facebook.
We don't usually ask that a lot, right? But it is a personal goal for us. Yeah. We kind of set this goal that we'd like to be at 2,000 subs by the end of the summer, and who knows, maybe we'll get there.
Yeah, we might get there. So initial thoughts. Even before this came out, I had high hopes that Rick would survive, but seeing the wound that happened, it's like, I don't think it's going to happen. And I know immediately I opened up my Google app and I told him, and it was an article saying, Robert Kirkman explains why... Robert Kirkman explains the death of, and they put spoiler, and I was like, well.
Yeah. And because Jarrell here had to be spoiled means that I had to be spoiled, because he sent the title article to me and spoiled it for me too.
You already
No,
do.
I'm joking. But yeah, I think Robert Kirkman was really actually setting us up for this big moment, because you know, he could have easily had Charlie Adler say, okay, draw the wound as a way where there might be some type of mystery,
right?
Or leave it on a cliffhanger. No, it was pretty clear that bullet went all the way through his chest. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people were like, it's either a dream or he's dead.
Yeah, and
he's dead.
He's dying. So let's get into this.
Yep.
Watch our emotions as we will say goodbye to our favorite character.
Yeah, absolutely.
Aftermath 192. You ready? Let's do it. I'm so afraid. All right. Who wants to start? You want to start?
I will.
Yeah.
What? Well, what? I don't know. Go ahead. Oh, we're doing page by page. That's right. I'm sorry. I didn't.
Yeah. So right after the immediate aftermath, right after the initial shot, it's a done deal.
Oh my God.
So no dialogue right here. It's just...
And he shoots him again?
Are you serious, man?
Or is that just the one shot and
No,
they're replaying it?
I think he shot him again. This dude straight up murdered him, man. Oh, guys. All right.
Wow, he didn't even stand a chance.
No. That's straight murder.
Wow.
This was the thing that we'll go through this and we'll leave our final thoughts, but I'll just have to say, I just did not want him to die alone. That was my biggest thing. I didn't want him to die alone. Oh, that is so sad.
Oh, shit. And then they cut right to Carl.
Okay.
I don't expect there to be maybe too much dialogue.
I don't know.
In this issue.
We'll see. So who's up? Me?
I guess.
All right. So just another member of the Commonwealth saying sleep well. Carl said, or asked if sleep well. Sure did. Man, this place really cleans up nice. Wow. There's a restaurant up the street that serves the best pancakes. You should give it a shot. You had me at pancakes. Let me see if my dad's up.
Oh, no. He's going to walk in on a zombified Rick Grimes. I know it.
Yeah. So Carl goes to his house, or where Rick is staying, up the stairs. He sees that the door is ajar. Oh.
Wow.
And he puts down his father the way that he should. No hesitation. You know, Rick would do the same thing for him.
Wow.
I can't believe
Look
it.
at that, man. I mean, I never thought I would see the day. I never thought that I never thought that I'd read in the issue of a zombified Rick Grimes, but I can't believe I'm seeing it, man. And look at Carl. I mean, he's devastated. Devastated.
All right.
All right. Look, the door is open. Don't go in. Send for a guard. Oh God, get Mercer. Find him. Jesus. I know whose gun this is. His son. Yes. Send for Michonne. She'll know what to do. So
They're probably. I don't know what they think right now. They might.
I'm getting goosebumps here,
Yeah.
just based upon the multiple panels of Carl here. Carl is he's in shock, and he's laying there with his eyes open and tears, just staring at his dead father. He's not moving an inch.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's brutal.
I didn't even see him. I just saw the dead. I reacted by the time he was on the ground. I realized what I'd done. When I was a kid, we were alone in the house after we escaped the prison. I remember I thought he was dead. I was so scared of being alone, I hesitated like I thought dying would be better than living without him. Today was different, but I'm still scared of living without him. Oh, Carl.
Wonder if he's talking about issue 50, I believe, where they're on the run, or him and his dad are on the run, and there's that iconic cover. I think it's issue 50 where Carl is holding his father's hand. His father's beat up from the governor, and you know, kind of tagging along, you know, bringing him along. That actually happens to be Robert Kirkman's favorite cover.
Yeah.
Wow. All right. So this is Carl hugging Michonne. I keep thinking, what if I'd just gone to breakfast without him? What if I hadn't gone to his room? He was tired. I should have just let him sleep. That's confusing, though. Yeah, that part's confusing there. I don't get that. Like, he was zombified, and you knew he was zombified. So what do you mean, get more sleep?
Keep going.
I think maybe he regrets being the first one there to put him down, maybe.
Maybe.
He'd have been alive a little bit longer. I mean, not really, but kind of. I get it.
Yeah.
I wish I didn't know. So what he's kind of talking about is, like, speaking of the governor, kind of like the governor, where he didn't want to let go of his daughter, even though he knew she was gone and zombified. It's kind of the same scenario here, is even though Carl knew his father was gone, he didn't want to put him down.
Yeah.
If I had stayed at the hilltop, I wouldn't know.
Oh, so we about to get a trial? All right, let's see. So, what do you want? It took 2 days, but we found your father's killer. It's my son, Sebastian. Where is he? He's in custody. I want to talk to you directly, make you aware of the situation, get your take on things. What do you mean? This is a very emotional time for you. You've been through so much, and I'm so very sorry. I just want to make sure you're not going to take matters into your own hands. Will he be punished?
What's interesting about that panel is the fact that she's sitting in her freaking governor's chair, which is really pissing me off right now.
Well, I mean, if you look at Mercer behind her, I think Mercer is probably still in charge, but he's allowing her, not bringing her back into the fold. He's just, I think he's sitting her there like, okay, it's your son. what are we going to do with him, and what we may do with you still. So we'll see.
Yeah, so Carl asked, will he be punished? And she immediately breaks down and says, he's my son. I love him with all my heart, but he'll spend the rest of his life behind bars for what he did. And Carl says, okay then.
It's got to be very tough for him to not just go out and just kill Sebastian. But Carl, he's not technically, he doesn't have that really in his personality.
He takes after his father.
Yeah.
So, you know, I mean, he's... Gosh.
I'm sorry for what you're going through.
And even there, right there, to apologize to her for what she's going through, for her son killing, I mean, that is Rick Grimes quality right there.
Yeah. I'm sorry for what Sebastian did too. I know this is hard. This is a hard time for you. But if you think somehow you're going to just quietly take that desk back because of all this, don't. And then you look at Mercer's face. He's like, fuck yeah.
All right. So that's good. I'm loving that. Not loving the issue so far.
My heart is still breaking right now.
All right. So Sebastian. Oh, look at the darkness behind Carl as he shows up.
And that's sick, dude.
Yeah. You're his son, aren't you? And Sebastian starts breaking down. I don't know what to say to you.
You shot him twice, dude. What are you talking about? You straight murdered somebody.
All right, so now here's some dialogue for you.
All right, we got a bunch of dialogue coming up. So it might be Sebastian trying to plead his case. My mother ran this place. My dad died a long time ago. My sister too. Everything was bad until we got here. Once the Commonwealth was up and running, life had never been better. We made the rules. We were on top. I did whatever I wanted. I thought I could do anything. So when your dad fucked everything up, I thought if he went away, everything would go back to normal. I've never killed anyone before. I know so many people have, so many dangerous people out there, but I haven't. They always say taking a life is hard, but it wasn't. But it wasn't. It was so easy. Oh, you
bitch!
You
shut up.
Oh.
You think I'm going to feel sorry for you now? Everyone has been talking about you. No one likes you. No one ever liked you. You're not a good person. I can tell. You're not sad about what you did. You're sad about what happened to you because of it. Your mother was worried I was going to take matters into my own hands, kill you for revenge. I like this better. I get to check on you, see your misery. You get to sit and remember the life you had. That's a far better punishment than death. My dad taught me that. It's more civilized. It's what he would have wanted. Man.
Kind of similar to Negan almost, you know, when Negan was in jail. You know, a little bit similar to that.
His freaking dad.
Exactly. All that aside, make no mistake. If you ever get out of this cell for any reason, I will find you. And before I put you back in this cell, I will hurt you. Oh, I thought he was about to go full on Liam Neeson in there for a second. I'll be seeing you. Ta-ta.
Ta-ta.
Love it.
Love the ta-ta line. That was great. That's great.
Awesome.
Oh, man. All right, so here's Carl. Oh, the casket, dude. All right, Michonne walks up. All set? Yeah. I know there are people who wanted to bury him here, but he should be buried next to Andrea. It's what he would have wanted. I completely agree. You don't have to come with me. I can make it on my own. I'm sure you can, but you shouldn't. I'm sure you could use the company. And Maggie coming up. Carl, I know you wanted to get an early start, but there's some people who want to pay their respects in Alexandria. Shouldn't take more than an hour or so for them to pack up. Wait, who wants to come? Oh, man.
Everyone.
So wait, this is in Commonwealth.
This is in the Commonwealth.
Okay, that's right, because there are Alexandrians in the Commonwealth currently, and they want to come back to obviously pay their respects and bury their leader.
Yeah.
Obviously, Maggie, Heath.
Mm-hmm.
There's a Commonwealth soldier. So, I mean,
everyone.
it's showing you that
Jesus.
it doesn't matter if it's Alexandria. It doesn't matter if it's the Commonwealth. It doesn't matter if it's the Hilltop. Everyone loved him.
Yeah. These pages are absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
Wow.
Carl.
Oh, you got an easy panel there. Are you okay? He sacrificed so much to create a world where we can say goodbye. Andrea, she got to say goodbye to everyone, but he's just gone. What was it all for? Everything is better now, safer. The whole world is different because of him. He survived so much, but now he dies? Oh God.
Yeah, it's breaking my heart that he died alone, man. I can't go on without him. I can't do this. Not anymore. Oh.
Yeah.
I'll wait after a few minutes. We are going to read the letter that Robert Kirkman wrote in the back of the letter hacks of his final goodbye. And I'll mention something later of how I think where part of this is going to go, especially for the next issue cover. So, man, all around, I loved the sign off.
The sign off was great.
I didn't like
the death was shitty.
The death sucked.
I agree with you.
The fact that he shot him twice and let him die alone.
He died alone. I mean, he touched everyone's lives and he dies alone.
But also, it's I would say it's also fitting because you wouldn't want him to die and then get out and then being zombified start killing a bunch of people. That would make it even worse.
Okay, agreed.
You know what I'm saying?
Agreed. But maybe don't have him turn yet.
Right. have him go out like Andrea. Have him go out like Andrea did, so to speak.
Is it fitting that? Well, see, and no. Here's the deal with Andrea. She got bit, so she got sick. She had that time.
No, I meant more of as he kind of what Carl was mentioning. As he's shot and he's going to be dying, he's saying his goodbyes.
Yeah,
man,
that was brutal.
Oh, that was tough.
I didn't think he would get shot twice.
That little.
And did he really shoot twice? Or maybe was that just a flashback to the initial shot? Like maybe Sebastian thinking, oh God, I actually did this. And then it flashes back to him shooting Rick again.
No, because if you look on the first panel, after he shoots him, Rick is leaning forward holding his wounds. Then this is the second shot, which blasts him back onto the bed. So he shot him twice.
That's ridiculous.
And then he tries to say, it was so easy. Oh, I wanted Carl to just freaking go open that cell up and just rip his head off. Just to try to explain your way. And this is kind of what you would say cold-blooded killers will do. They'll explain their way as they had a traumatic childhood. Everything was easy. Somebody messed it up. And it was so easy to kill them.
Well, and Carl's right. Like, you're not pissed because you killed someone. You're pissed because you got caught and you're in
mother
jail.
Your mother gave you up.
You're not sucking at the you-know-what anymore off of your mother. You know?
Well, his mother... What's great, though, is that his mother didn't try to plead her case out of it either. She was like,
"How could she?"
Well, exactly. Well, yeah, she has no authority. She has no authority now.
Let's say she did have authority. Let's say she was going to go back in power. The minute you say my son will not be punished, revolt.
Oh, yeah.
You're gone.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, she doesn't have a choice.
Yeah.
I wonder what. Let's think about this. What characters are not in this scene that will find out about this at a later date?
A lot. One
person comes to my mind that started to have a pretty close relationship with Rick towards the end of him leaving. Negan.
Yeah.
What's Negan going to do when he finds out about this?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because you could make an argument that Negan kind of started to idolize what Rick had become and what Rick meant to these communities.
Yeah.
I mean, is he going to try and go back and kill Sebastian?
I don't know.
Anyway,
that's if we see Negan. We'll find out.
That's true.
Yeah, we'll find out.
All right. So let's read the letter hacks.
Yeah, let's read the letter.
Should we do paragraph by paragraph?
No, we should probably read column to column because
Okay.
it goes all the way to that
Yeah.
page. So, you want to
So
start?
me a whole column, you a whole column?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so Rick Grimes is dead. Feels weird even typing that. It feels even weirder to be at this point in the story. Rick's death was planned longer than any death in this series. That's really interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Really interesting. I've been working towards this since I started writing, issue number 1. It doesn't make it any easier, but it's been something I've been getting more and more used to as the years got down to months and then weeks. I knew it was coming. Even before we introduced Sebastian Milton in issue 177, I knew he was the one who would kill Rick Grimes. For almost a decade now, I knew Rick would choose to preserve the Commonwealth no matter the cost. And it would cost him his life. I've said in interviews for many, many years that everyone dies in the story, and that even Rick Grimes won't survive until the end. That's interesting too. Everyone?
Yep.
While this was always Rick's story thus far, as written about in the first issue, I was going to call that out, that doesn't mean he needs to be alive to be a presence in this series. This is the story of a world, not a man. It's the story of a world profoundly affected by that man, as we'll see starting next issue. But it isn't exclusively Rick's story. I can only imagine how upset some of you are, and that's fine, really. By all means, be angry with me, or really direct it at Charlie or Sean if you like. I'm upset when my favorite characters die in things I enjoy. Please bring back Han in Furious 9. Spoiler, I haven't seen that one.
I don't know.
I don't know who Han is, to be honest.
Unless they're working on Furious 9. That's probably what it is.
But like I said in issue 167, when Andrea died, the story is the boss here. If we stopped losing characters and everything was just happy, this wouldn't be The Walking Dead. And despite the fact that we don't have Rick Grimes with us anymore, I promise you, next issue and beyond will very much continue to be like The Walking Dead. After 192 issues, I hope I've earned a little trust. So let me stop right there. Absolutely has he earned trust. And I wanted to say this. I've been thinking about this before we reviewed this issue because I knew that Rick Grimes was going to die. And what I have to say here after that line is that, look, we had an amazing story, All Out War, The Whisperers, The Prison, The Governor. Those were amazing stories, and Robert Kirkman wrote them. So the writing is not just going to get shitty because Rick Grimes is gone. We have to remember that.
Yep, very true. Now, I don't like addressing the TV show simply because it has no bearing on this series. This series informs the show, not the other way around. But we did lose Rick Grimes this year on the TV show as well, although he didn't die. So I feel compelled to state for the record that the events of this issue were not in no way a reaction to that. As I stated, this has been planned for a long time. Unfortunately, we're actually losing two integral parts of this series, this issue, as this is the final issue that will be inked by Stefano Gudiano. Stefano came in to ink Charlie's art starting with issue 115. Before then, Charlie had handled those duties himself, but as we went into the bi-weekly All Out War event, he needed some help. Charlie and I loved Stefano's work so much that we asked him to stay on after the event was over and became the regular inker. Stefano brought a flavor to Charlie's pencils that was distinct, yet paid homage to what came before. He made his mark, but his influence was seamless. He fit it perfectly. There were little flourishes in the work to be appreciated, but nothing that would have been jarring in the series, already a decade old. It was a tall order, and there were huge shoes to fill, and Stefano filled them well. The Walking Dead is a well-oiled machine. I tripped through the scripts a pretty good clip, and Charlie is the most professional and reliable person working in the entire comic industry. It's true, when The Walking Dead grew into the massive phenomenon it has become, I recognized that was because the fans had supported it, and as a fan myself, I wanted to reward that support by making sure we were always there for the fans, month in and month out. Throwing an inker into the mix could have really derailed what was a runway train of a schedule.
Oh, I'm back up?
Yeah, you can finish that.
If anything, Stefano made things run even smoother. He never missed a deadline and often beat them. He never had a bad thing to say, and it was such a great working experience. So really, I'm sorry to see him go. We all are. Starting with the next issue, the esteemed Mr. Adler will return to inking himself like he had up to issue 114. That's interesting.
Nice.
Charlie loves inking himself and had missed the process and had been wanting to get back into it for a while. And the next issue seemed like the most logical place to do that. So here we are. Thanks for everything, Stefano, and welcome back aboard the glorious inks of Mr. Etler. Whew. That ended up being a pretty long introduction, so man, I'll just wrap things up and say thank you for the continued support. Even if you're still furious as you read this and have maybe decided this is your last issue, at least give us one more to see if you like it. I feel like I write this over and over as the months go, but I truly mean it. We wouldn't be here without you, and to be here 16 years still telling the story is a dream come true. So thanks for sticking by us all these years.
Whew. That's yeah. I mean, I'm super pumped to what next issue has to hold.
All right, so we're not going to read all of the letter hacks, but sometimes there's some more information at the end, so we want to gloss through the end and see if there's anything there.
Let's see. Okay, Sean Makowitz, see you in July for 193. Rest in peace, Rick Grimes.
Rest in power.
Rest in power, excuse me. Robert Kirkman, see you next month. And with Rick Grimes gone, who will be the focus of this series? I'll give you one fucking guess, you fuckers.
Yes! That's awesome. So Negan! That is a very good sign. Ooh, very good sign.
So let me mention what I was going to mention before. So from what Carl mentioned that he doesn't want to do this anymore, how he said he doesn't want to do this anymore, the cover of issue 193 shows a house and possibly a walker walking toward it. Now, on first indications, we were thinking, because of the synopsis, of someone familiar coming back into the fold. Yes, we figured it's Negan. Okay. But I think that's where Carl is. In a sense. Like, I'm thinking like he's just going to get away for a while. Not sure where that place is, but maybe he gets away for a while. And then maybe he runs into Negan. I don't know. But I'm just thinking that cover now, it could still be Negan in the house. But now I'm thinking, well, maybe it could be Carl. I don't know.
Here's why I don't necessarily think that. Because they still have to bury Rick.
That's true.
Rick Grimes. So
well, it depends on how much time goes by.
He's going to bury his father
if they show it.
Oh, they'll show it, dude.
Well, I don't know if they might.
Well, they will.
Well, they might, and then they still could cut away for him going and just being by himself for a while. You know, the cover doesn't really not always tells what the comic's going to be about.
Either way. A little announcement also, some news, is they are releasing a third print of this, and it is a memorial cover of Rick Grimes, which shows Rick Grimes 2003 to 2019. Now, obviously, those are not his birth and death dates, death, but that is obviously the introduction of the series to the end of Rick Grimes. I think it is this issue. But I think that we will get to see the burial of Rick Grimes and then, obviously the mourning of everyone around the communities.
So if you want the memorial comic or memorial cover, I've popped that up there with a diamond code. Go to your local comic book store and get that in before June 10th. That is a final cutoff date to get that ordered. So I've already ordered 4 of them. So
I got 2.
Yeah.
I don't need 4, but yes. Wow, guys.
Amazing ride. We know this was a long video, but we wanted to read this entire thing, give you our thoughts and everything. So we truly appreciate it. And what an amazing ride for 192 issues of Rick Grimes. We know the story will continue. As what Robert Kirkman said, everyone's on the chopping block.
Everyone's gonna die.
We're gonna see where this story will go for.
Yeah, from now on. I mean, we have to keep in mind that this is a zombie apocalypse, and things happen, and someone can't survive this whole thing. I mean, it can happen, but from that, it doesn't seem like anyone's going to survive, and that's kind of what we should probably keep in our minds.
Yeah.
Like I should
It's
start
hard to do.
should start preparing for Negan.
Yeah. The death of Negan.
But here's
Oh,
to
God.
Negan lasting another 100 and some issues.
Yeah. He's been gone for a while, so it's going to be really cool to see him back. So we hope you guys truly enjoyed it. Make sure you smash that like button. Let's get to 100 likes, and stay tuned for the review of issue 193, which now I'm dubbing A New World.
Yes.
Hashtag A New World. Put that in the comments. Like and subscribe. I am Jarrell.
And I'm Josh.
We're NocBro Nation.
We're out.